Who come into this country, they don't know. Well, okay, I'm good, but how if they're not good? How they're killer, psychopath, else? No guarantee of that. Why, no security, no security check, no background check.
That guy cares more about the American public than the president.
Hey, remember the border crisis? Yeah, the Democrats and Joe Biden would love you to forget about it, but it's not going away. Take a look at this chilling video from Bill Malugin, who covers the border for Fox News Channel.
Did you have to pay a cartel?
Yes.
How much?
Around 10,000.
10,000?
Yes. In fact, the American people is right, completely true. Who come into this country, they don't know. Well, okay, I'm good, but how if they're not good? How they're killer, psychopath, else? No guarantee of that. Why, no security, no security check, no background check.
No security check, no background check. You're worrying about who's crossing the border?
Yes. Of course, me, because I'm like, people are not look normal.
This guy who just paid $10,000 to a human trafficker to come in from, I believe, Turkey, is actually being more honest about the border than Karine Jean-Pierre is when she speaks about it for the Biden administration. Julie, this is obviously a problem with our sovereignty. This is a problem with our national security, but this is also a problem with law and order and personal security in our neighborhoods. Is this issue going to be the one for Donald Trump versus Joe Biden? Because it sure seems like it should be.
Absolutely. Look, what's also shocking is that guy cares more about the American public than the president. There is absolutely no doubt that crime and safety are a major concern for women, and I think that women are not being fooled. Chris mentioned earlier that people don't want to admit that they had interviewed some African Americans who didn't want to admit that they are voting for Trump. I think that's true for a lot of Democrat women.
And it's because of the safety and security issue for their neighborhoods, for themselves, for the children, too. Yeah. And Chris, there was a time when illegal immigration, border security, it really was just about jobs. That seemed to be the big talking point. They're taking American jobs, right? And then you'd be xenophobic, of course. But boy, this is so far reaching now when we're talking about tens of millions over the last few years.
I think one of the most effective ads the Trump campaign has done so far, and in my opinion, they should continue to run throughout the rest of this year, is two stories. One, the murder of Laken Riley in Georgia. Devastating. A young college girl with all her future in front of her, and an illegal alien murders her. Two, but in no particular order, really, the illegal aliens that beat the hell out of a New York City cop and were released on bail only to flip off the camera on the same day. Those two stories should be told over and over and over on repeat. And you win, in my view, in a sane world, in a landslide.
Andy, this week, Chuck Schumer is cynically representing the same border security and immigration bill that already got shot down by Republicans because there were no votes for it. I think they think this talking point, this lie that Republicans are blocking any kind of fix on the border, they think it's working. Is it working?
It's not working. I don't know what world these people live in, Larry. I've made that comment on this roundtable before. What's up is down, what's down is up with these people. The arrogance and the hubris of Democrats, it's always existed, and it will always continue to exist. But it's insulting. And we know that it's insulting because our members are telling us so. Our members are everyday Americans who just want a better future for their children and grandchildren, and they see what the Democrats are doing. They're not buying the rhetoric. I think Schumer is playing just another stupid game that won't work.
Well, and I think we can't overstate the national security implications, especially in a post-October 7th world, because just in Virginia this week, 2 Jordanian nationals, one of them on the terror watch list who were in the country illegally, tried to breach the gates at Quantico Marine Base. Now, it didn't end well for them, of course, but this is in Washington, D.C.'s backyard. This is in Virginia. And let's not forget, speaking of arrogance and insulting the American people's intelligence, this is what Jen Psaki and Rachel Maddow said about Virginians' concern about the border.
Some of these exit polls, I mean, I live in Virginia. Immigration was the number one issue.
Yes.
I mean, again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very, very contested area.
Build the wall. Like, what?
Yeah, Chris, you talk about the ads that the Trump campaign is doing. They should do an ad based on that, too, because that's sneering sarcasm about American people's grave concerns. that is the Democrats. That is the Biden administration.
Well, that's exactly right. And it uniquely was a desk of 5 sneering liberal women, well-to-do, well-protected liberal women. So, I would defer to Julie on that from the Independent Women's Forum. That's not men saying it. That's 5 women chuckling at the concerns of American security. So I wonder how that plays with the ladies.
Well, and Julie, you are also a Virginian. So are you next door neighbors with Jen Psaki?
No, but many of my neighbors are liberal, very well-to-do, and I might say white women, who, are often shocked. I see on the neighborhood listserv when there's a carjacking, near our neighborhood. And they're like, what in the world? What is happening? They're just shocked by this because they are protected in these sort of tonier neighborhoods where they don't have to deal with this. But it is encroaching. It is coming into their neighborhoods. Again, they're shocked. But they, all they do is they watch MSNBC and see sneering liberals like this making fun of women who are very concerned or who might not live in these safe areas of town. So I don't think this goes over well with women. I think this is the kind of thing that people go, I get the feeling things are not right in this world, and they may show that in the voting booth.
Yeah, we're going to let that be the last word because listen, immigration and border security are paramount right now, and all the polls do show it, despite Jen Psaki's incredulous reaction to it. And the more we see of the porous border, the worse it's going to get for Biden. Don't be surprised if he actually does finally execute some executive action to make it look like he's doing something.